This is GT Academy Masterclass. The big day has finally come for the GT Academy rookies. After many months of hard training, they will finally compete in their first international race, 24 Hours of Dubai. Florian Strauss joins the four rookies: Frenchman Gaetan Palatou, Mexican Ricardo Sanchez, Saudi Ahmed bin Kanan, and American Nick Hammond. The team have qualified in pole position, and just 4 months ago the rookies were gamers. Now they enter the biggest test of their lives. This week on GT Academy Masterclass, the RJN team have a solid strategy in place while following the many race regulations of the event. But first, the rookies and Florian prepare with their team for the start of the race. It's the morning of the race, and the team has many different ways to prepare themselves for the best possible result. First, they work with their driver coaches to ensure that their driver changes will be as quick as possible during the race.
2 or 3 seconds lost in a pit stop is very hard to find back on the track. There's going to be about 16 of those throughout the race. 2 or 3 seconds adds up to a minute and you're half a lap lost. So, making that process as slick and quick as possible is a big part of what we've been working on this morning.
Helping them with the technique of doing it. They haven't got a lot of experience in that type of thing. There's a lot of apparatus inside the car for them to change. They've got air conditioning pipes, intercom pipes, drinks, harness, seat inserts. So there's a lot of things for them to do with the car whilst they strap each other in and out.
The drivers also have their sports psychologists to help them mentally prepare.
It's just me checking in and making sure they're nice and settled, nice and relaxed, know what their job is, know what they need to do, and then obviously give them a few tools if they need it to go out and utilise those skills.
This will also be of use further on in the race, especially when the drivers begin to tire.
The psychological side of things starts to have more of an impact, so decision-making, concentration, focus, for example. So a lot of the work later on today will be about just making sure they're focusing on the right things.
Our physio is preparing us with little exercise, preparing us to get warmed up before each stint. That might involve some stretches or some mobilisation. Each driver has their own sort of needs, so a couple of them have been suffering with their back.
I have pain in my back, so Alan helped us out to stretch my back, and now I feel better.
So the physical side is the warm-up, mobilisation, some stretching, then making sure that they've been drinking leading up to it, so they're hydrated.
Like the drivers, the car also needs to be running at its best, and an opportunity to ensure this is in the warm-up.
Make sure we enter the warm-up on time, any changes to the car, then we fill it with fuel and so on. They do the last few adjustments and checks. Only Florian did the warm-up, but everything was absolutely fine.
With the driver and car ready to go, it's time to put the team strategy into place. Each racing event has different regulations.
The regulations are a little bit unusual for the 24 Hours of Dubai.
It's a strange event. It has lots and lots of unusual rules.
The regulations of the event contribute heavily to a team's strategy for the race.
The Pro-Am category has a minimum time that you're allowed to achieve throughout the race, which is a 2 minutes 4. And if you go sub 2 minutes 4 during the race, you start incurring some penalties. The challenge for the drivers here is to get as close to 2 minutes 4 throughout the race, but without beating it.
If the drivers go under 2 minutes 4 during the race, it's called a joker.
We've got 10 jokers. You can go faster 10 times and then you start getting penalties. So there's more penalties than most 24-hour races to watch out for.
A big difference with 24 Hours of Dubai is how the teams refuel their cars.
It is entirely conventional. There's a petrol pump there. And we've been using different pumps to see which ones pump the fastest. We landed on a pump we like, but that doesn't always mean we can get on it.
We only have 6 pumps for 95 cars, so it's gonna be crazy if you're in the queue.
Drivers' stint times are capped as well.
What we can do is get them to come in, not change drivers, just go straight to the fuel station. So essentially the driver will do 2 shorter stints, up to a maximum of 2 hours, at which point they will have to change the driver.
And it's not just the drivers who have regulations to follow, so too do the mechanics.
You mustn't pass things to a mechanic. The mechanic has to pick them up himself, the other side of the line. so the mechanics have to be careful they don't get infringements.
And first to be seen in Dubai is the Code 60 regulation instead of a safety car.
The Code 60 is 60 kilometers an hour from the moment they show the board, and everyone must go around at 60. So in theory, nobody gains, nobody loses. It's quite a fair system, actually. This championship was the first people to do it. They've been doing it for years, but it's now creeping in all over Europe.
Bob and his team will now consider the regulations when organising the team's strategy for the race. The race is ever-changing. It's a long race, and many factors are due to the change over 24 hours.
Strategy is very difficult.
We have to see how the weather is, how tough it is in the car. If we can double stint every driver would be the best because the tires are pretty good. Then also we have to see how we get on with the consumption.
With such high traffic and contact lightly, the Code 60 will appear often, and the team will react differently every time.
Depends where you are on the track when that Code 60 comes out. If you're near the entrance to the pit, you can dive in and get to the pump and get on the pump. But if you happen to be halfway round, there'll be a massive queue. It's very difficult, really, to know whether to stop under Code 60 or whether to keep going round.
And one key part of the strategy is, of course, to avoid contact.
85 cars on the grid, it's a lot of cars, a lot of traffic, and just avoid to touch another car, you know.
Bob and his engineers will be closely monitoring the car throughout the race.
The rest of the strategy we're not entirely certain about yet because we're going to just monitor the tyre wear. That's very much dependent on the temperature and so on. We'd make decisions during the course of the event as to whether we keep a driver in for 2 hours or whether we change them at 1 hour.
A little bit unknown, not every part is already sure, so we have to see, and yeah, hopefully everything goes well and we'll have a good start and then find a good rhythm into the 24 hours.
The moment the rookies have been waiting for is finally here. They've been training hard and are ready to show the world of motorsport just what they can do.
We've been trained like for 4 months now and for every situation, and I believe we are ready for the race. It's an amazing place to be, like see all the crowds, all the cars.
It's a big moment for the rookies that they get to share with their families. Racing in his second 24 hours of Dubai, the now pro Florian will be starting the race from pole position in an A6 Pro-Am class.
A little bit nervous, of course. It's not the normal Porsche here for me to be in the car at the start.
And Florian will be racing a familiar face.
Bob was always around when GT Academy is going on and you're competing against all the competitors to win GT Academy. Starting in front of him is just an epic feeling.
Yeah, I genuinely feel proud. The first lap's always quite messy. Stay out of trouble. Take care that nothing silly happens, but I'm sure you'll be fine.
The grid is cleared and the race is ready to start.
The green flag waves and the 2015 season is underway.
Florian survives the dreaded first corner.
It's P4 right now.
Florian completes his first drive with the team's strategy already altered.
Expected maybe to double stint the tires, but I think it's a little bit too hot for the moment.
I'm a bit excited to be here and go in the car.
Gaetan enters the track for his first drive in an international race.
He very quickly got down to the benchmark lap times. He was doing consistent 2:04s. After 2 hours 50 minutes, we've taken P1 in class.
As the sun begins to set over the Dubai Autodrome, the remaining 3 rookies will have to drive their first stints throughout the night. The temperature has dropped, which eases tyre wear on the GT-R GT3.
Well, the tyres are lasting a long time, so we chose to leave them on for 1 more hour, and then the next set should do a double stint.
The rookies are proving they can handle night racing, and Ricardo hands over to Nick.
It was a tough stint. I just get into the dark without driving on the day. That's pretty hard because you don't have your brake references.
The car successfully makes it past the halfway mark and the pits for a scheduled brake change.
The team just did a brake change in less than a minute. It's unbelievable how these guys work.
With a bit of luck, we won't have to touch the brakes again.
Gaetan almost done with his second stint. The team is still on track for the podium.
Gaetan's doing really well. He's in the car now. He's got about another hour and 10 minutes to do. He should get up to P2 again, maybe.
Ricardo, finishing his second stint, remains consistent, but encountered the first bit of contact for the race.
Someone hit me and was slightly touched, nothing happened to the car. We are currently in P3. Hopefully we will get a podium.
It's been a long night, 13 hours of darkness here in Dubai, but thankfully the sun's reappeared. With 6 hours remaining, we're in P5 overall and P2 in class.
Our class is being led by Dragon Motorsport 88, which is Rob Barth's car.
The rookies have now completed their stints for their first international race.
I'm quite happy with my performance, you know. I was expecting to be more tired after.
There are some very, very experienced drivers here in this category, and the boys have more than held their own against them, so we're very, very happy with the performance.
Florian takes the GT-R GT3 to the line and secures the team P2 in class and 5th overall. The best result yet for any GT Academy car.
To be honest with you, they've exceeded expectations. To come here and take a podium finish in Pro-Am and 5th overall in GT3 is amazing.
That this and the GT Academy prepare the guys so well. They come here first time in a GT3 car. It's a proof from gamer to racer. It works really.
And the rookies get to share the podium with their GT Academy coach, Rob Barth.
You finish second to him, it's an honor and a dream come true.
Second place is completely insane. I was not expecting to be here.
Dubai, podium, was an amazing feeling. I mean, the car was perfect.
For one of the gamers turned racer, he received some more good news about his future.
He'll be racing in Europe in the Blancpain series alongside some other GT Academy NISMO athletes, so congratulations.
Thanks for trusting in me. I will keep my 100% in everything we are doing. It's a dream come true.
The whole team celebrate as the rookies' driver development program is now finished. They've trained hard and performed incredibly well, showing they've great potential in the racing world. Next time on GT Academy Masterclass, we take a look back at the journey of the rookie drivers and the year's achievements of the GT Academy alumni.